I'm working on a Spirited Away mug, and here are some things that I've learned. First, I am not very good at remembering to video steps. Second, sculpting buildings is really hard. They're so geometric, it's tricky to keep the edges straight because the clay is easy to mess up while you're handling it, but I eventually more or less got it worked out. When it came to sculpting the dragon, I felt a little bit more in my element because I'm definitely more used to sculpting animals. When doing the heads and legs of animals, I found that I like to get the rough shape in at a slightly larger size than is proportionate, and then go in later and use an X-Acto knife or other scraper to get it down to the exact shape. For the longer fur that is on the dragon's back, I took some really thick slip and I piped it on using a frosting bag. I then used a brush to lightly smooth it and retexture the fur a little bit. Painting these tiny details was kind of a nightmare, and I learned I need smaller brushes. I meant to film myself doing these trees, but I did like 5 or 6 different iterations and they were all poopy garbage, so I turned off my camera and I experimented a little bit until I got to a place that I liked and I realized I hadn't got the camera turned back on. To get the leaf sections to feel a little bit more like foliage, I took some of my thickened slip and I used it to add a leafy texture, and then I also think it really helped to paint on some shadows and highlights. This mug has been quite the adventure to get made, and I don't even know how many hours I've put into it at this point, but it's been fun and I've learned a lot. Follow if you want to see it finished.